So 3 games to go then in the pool stages of the round 2 of the Welsh 7 series. This game, the ISLWYN Toucans against the Flying Penguins. Important game as well in this group, with the Flying Penguins upsetting the 24 crew earlier. And the Toucans at the moment sitting second in the group on 10 points. The Penguins sitting at the bottom on 4, but a win here could see them climb the table. And again, as we've said throughout the day, placing's very, very important for points in the series, even if you don't make one of the finals. And we're underway, and a big shot off the kickoff comes in, and there's an injured player for the Penguins down there. No penalty given by the referee. A good tackle into touch. Out that time, Tobias Rees-Lawson on that far side, as one of the Penguins will get some treatment.
Yeah, Slawson's been a bit of a spark, hasn't he, today for the Flying Penguins. He's been quite instrumental in all the good things that we've seen from that team. Not too sure who's down on the floor at the moment getting treatment, but hopefully that player is going to be okay. But it shows the statement of intent from the Toucans. They want to take the game away from the Flying Penguins. They want to make sure that they're going into these semi-finals with loads of momentum. One loss would be great on their record going into that.
Yeah, I think it's Dylan Davis who was injured on that last passage of play, but he's just walked off. He seems okay, as the set piece is messy and straight through the gap. Go the Penguins, one player to beat, and out with the backhand offload. Doesn't come off, and now a counter-attack can be sprung. Was that a forward pass? Referee says no, and that is, oh, it is going to be a forward pass. Just gets, I think, a bit of help from his touch judge. Late call, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that was fairly obvious from where we were, but it must be said, we've got arguably the best seat in the house here today. We've got right on the halfway line, up on the bank here at Tonna RFC. It is, it's an absolutely perfect spot to be calling some rugby.
Yeah, and the Toucans will come back again around midfield, scrum for the Penguins, and they will be frustrated, still looking for their first try. But could be a fast game, this. Two sides who have shown good attacking prowess so far today, and have given up their fair share of scores as well, as the Penguins start an attack again, and it's that man again, Rees-Lawson, coming from depth there. What a run.
Yeah, he was just held in the tackle there. Maybe didn't think he was quite held as tight as what was required, but ultimately it was a penalty, and the Toucans have the ball.
Mould RFC, Tobias Rees-Lawson.
Yeah, that's sort of my neck of the woods at home.
I was going to say one of the few North Walians here today, but that is going to be the first score for the Toucans, and a simple give and go in the end. Haven't got a number 8, but it is going to be number 8 who crosses over, and well, almost out of nothing really, they make something happen on this near side to us, and that is the first score of the games for the ISLWYN Toucans.
Yeah, I've just seen the on Tornify, it's just updated now following that 24 crew win against who was in the last game? Was it the Sniper Sevens?
Yes, yeah. So
ISLWYN Toucans need to win this game to get into the semi-final. So it's now gone from being a semi-big game to a really big game, and now the Toucans, you know, taking the lead. It's a big game for them.
Yeah, 5-0 to the Toucans. They take the early lead. McCarthy with the kick. Sorry, it was Turley with the kick, was just off from a difficult angle, but Turley sends it high again, looking for Milsom, and he's found him, but that ball hasn't gone 10 metres. And we'll come back towards the middle. And if our job of seeing these Flying Penguins numbers wasn't hard enough, It's been made harder by the amount of mud on some of these jerseys now as well. And breaking forward now is Dan Hill. He's got a bit of space, good kick in behind. Still with Hill, but he can't gather it over that far side. But got a bit of space there, Hill, and backed himself with a grubber kick.
Yeah, I was rooting for him to go along the far touchline a little grubber, because I've seen Dan Hill play over the last few years in Super Rugby Cymru. He's a big lock, and to see a lock in the loose with those sort of skills, there's nothing better.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't see many second row players in the sevens. He's definitely not one of the quicker players out here today, but making good space there. And through for the second try is Turley, Newbridge RFC man. And that is a strong start for the Toucans, as we mentioned, a must-win game for them. And a second try about midway through this first half. And should be a fairly easy, comfortable conversion, and is. So they will take a 12-point lead, and a strong start for the Toucans here.
I loved that finish from Turley. There was plenty of options on the left. A couple of passes, it would have been an easy run in, but no, he decided to go the hard way. Huge step, and there was a gaping hole in the defence, then straight into the sticks. Easy score. Toucans 12. Again,
looking for Milsom, but Hill is there as well, and he's straight on that man as soon as his feet touch the floor. Well-timed tackle. And a bit of space here on the far side. And it's that man again, Tobias Rees-Lawson, making something happen. Charging towards the 22, still on his feet. It's been stopped now. Can they get him to ground? Calls for the referee to blow his whistle, but it's still alive for the Penguins. And out on this near side, really good tackle from Milsom. It was Charles Davis looking for the line, and it's been turned over by the Toucans. Really good work. Hill is in there as well over the top of that ball. Milsom. And a little bit of space just makes enough room, Turley, to give him his side a bit of breathing space. Patterson with a long pass. One-on-one on this far side. Good fan defence, though, from the Penguins, and it's just slowed down, literally to a stop. Hill charges over the top of a defender. Still on his feet.
Yeah, that's the Dan Hill we all know and love.
And Milsom has found a gap. Has he got support? They can't hold on to him, though. Desperate attempt at a tackle, and Connor Milson will go under the sticks again for another try, and that will be the third for the Toucans in this game. A commanding lead taken into half-time. We might be around half-time now as he puts it over, and that is the end of the first half. I'm getting good at this now, judging the half-time. 17-0 to the Toucans. Sorry, it's 19-0. And a really good start for them in a must-win game, Griff.
Yeah, it's a must-win game for the Toucans. They're probably playing right in front of the boys they'll be playing in the next round. I believe the Conker Knights is who they'll be facing, and their sort of setup is just to the right of the commentary spot here today. And they're looking out there, doing a bit of a scout report on who they're going to be facing next. And they're not an easy team to beat, the Toucans. You know, the Barbars struggled against them earlier today, so yeah, they are really trying to show their capabilities in this game, but also not go too hard. They need to conserve some energy.
Yeah, it's a shame that we haven't had a Toucans against 24 crew matchup today, because it's looking like that costly loss to the Flying Penguins for the 24 crew will mean that they won't make the semi-final at the moment as it stands. But yeah, we would have liked to have seen that game, I think, wouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to see the best teams going head-to-head. Of course, we haven't got even numbers today, so you know the organisers decided 4 games each is the fair way to go around it, instead of the group of 6 playing 5 games, which would be, you know, a big ask for them, You know, you miss a couple of big games then, you know, 24 Crew against the Toucans. That would have been a huge game to decide who would be then. If anything, you know, 24 Crew losing to the Flying Penguins, maybe, you know, justice that the Toucans will be in there because they haven't had as many easier games.
Yeah, very true indeed. But they will need to close this one out here still. We've seen plenty of second half comebacks here today as we're back underway, and the Toucans will get an immediate chance to break again. And away goes Dylan Davis. Really well tackled, just short of 22, but he's got a man outside of him, and he is going to cross over for another try. That is Evan Wood. And a really good break initially from Davis, showing that vast SRC experience, a former Wales under-18s player as well, Dylan Davis, and a really big try just to probably put this out of reach.
Yeah, Toucans now, you know, you can tell we're getting to the sort of back end of the group stages. Not a very long half time. They wanted to get straight back into the mix. Probably the final game. Well, it will be the last game for the Penguins today. I've been impressed at times with the Penguins, but they're quite, fair to say, inexperienced in this sort of format.
Yeah, one of the, obviously the newest team and one of the youngest teams here as well. And they've shown plenty of promise here as a short grubber kick just about gets over halfway, but the referee is going to bring that back and it's knocked on from the restart by the Flying Penguins, and that unfortunately has summed up some of the luck of the Flying Penguins today. Just not quite getting those basics right at key times.
No, unfortunately, but I have enjoyed watching the Penguins go at times. You know, that certain players have impressed me. You know, Tobias Rees-Slowson, Johan Thomas was quite instrumental in the win that they had earlier today, as well as Stefan Evans, the captain. So there's some promise there for this young Penguin side, but ultimately they're playing against some experienced teams in sevens.
Yeah, and another strong carry by Rees-Slowson, who just might be tapped up by some of the bigger teams in this competition after his performances here today. He's been super impressive. That is a excellent bit of speed. Evan Wood now carving through the midfield. He's got support on the shoulder. Will he need it? He will need it in the end. Still not quite at the line. Back to Evan Wood. One more and they're in again for the score. And I think they have changed jerseys again. No, that's number 7, Cian Jones. And that's a really well-worked try again from the Toucans. Kept that play alive after the initial break.
Yeah, they're just showing off now, aren't they? The Toucans, Flying Penguins, it's fair to say they're already packing their bags. Their heads are already out the door by this point in the game.
And conversion not good on this occasion from Jones, and a chance now maybe for the Toucans to have one eye on a semi-final and rotate in a few of their players, give it some of their starters a rest as well. A lot of energy going to be needed for that semi-final that they appear to be heading to at the moment. Obviously, until everything is confirmed, anything can happen, but looks like the Toucans are going to be heading to a semi-final. Where I imagine they will play the Conker Knights, and they will need every bit of energy for that. Oh. Nice offload. It has worked. It's a bit topsy-turvy from the Penguins, but they've still got possession, and a bit of space opens up. And a bit of a crease here. Good tackle by Milsom in the end. Could tell he was dead on his feet out there, Milsom, but managed to just arc his body around and make a tackle. No space here as the Toucans defence has rallied. Kick over the top now. Trying something different, but back safely in Toucan's hands. Jones towards midfield. Big goose step. Gets a few chuckles from his teammates on the sideline.
Yeah, these are the games you start to see some adventurous play. You know, that another example there.
And straight through. That is Nye Patterson, who will cross over for another Toucan score. Just trying to bleed as much time off the clock as he can. Penguins would be quite happy to see this game off, I'm sure.
I think they'd be happy for the final whistle to go now, to be honest. All hands on hips.
Oshin Davis did chase that back, but he got 5 meters out. He had nothing left to give.
It's tough, isn't it? At this point in the day, you know, you've played, what, 3 games before now, and you know you're going home, and that's the end of the match.
That is the end of the match indeed, and a comprehensive win for the Toucans in this one, as they take it 36-0. And I think the first shutout of the day that we have seen from this round 2 of the Welsh 7 series. We'll be coming up with the last 2 games of the pool stage shortly.